Oh my God! Did you guys see that clip of Luke Skywalker getting decimated by that AT-AT?
You mean the epic fail of Luke Skywalker?
That was amazing.
I did not think it was going to be... Like, I just read the title, and it was like, okay, cool, he gets hit with I thought it was a TIE fighter. And then I just watched him get pancaked. Just pancaked.
And as if to add insult to injury, the foot lifts off, and then the second one comes down right on top of him again.
That's good. As long as they made sure to get the job done. Because I think when Luke dies in Battlefront, like, he sits there, because someone killed him, and, like, he'll just, like, sit on his knees for a second, so I guess he doesn't die. You don't change the history of the Star Wars universe. It's just like, oh, well, Luke's dead.
Hey, even Jedi gotta take a time out from time to time, right?
Just gotta take a knee sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
It's perfect.
Hey, even Jedi gotta take a time out from time to time, right?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Matt in the Man Cave. I'm Matt House.
And I'm Brook Hubbs.
And we have here today's special guest host, Lemar Harris.
Hi!
A.K.A. Dat Afro Ninja.
The one Afro Ninja.
What? All right. Enough of that. Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah.
We have some wonderful topics to talk about today, don't we, Brook?
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah.
Yep. Lamar, wonderful topics.
Wonderful topics. I want to hear the wonderful topics.
It's code word for I have nothing prepared for today's episode. Just
Status quo. Status quo.
Just regular old, let's just go off the cuff. Normal shows have notes, and they have their like, okay, here's what we're doing today, and let's go over it before. We just like to dive right into the shit.
We're like that Larry David show.
You know, that curb your
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We do have things to talk about today, realistically, though. The Performance Matters vote for the voice actors strike was voted 97% in favor.
Holy
so that
poop.
it is very important to know about this, though, that just because they voted yes does not mean that they are currently on strike. So most people's biggest concerns were that they were just, October 6th.
So they voted to go on strike?
They
Or have the ability
That's basically
to go
what it is.
on
They
strike.
voted to see, it's essentially was a vote to see if the people in the industry, like let's say if they went on strike, would enough people. It required a 70%, yes, and they got 97%. So
it was like a poll, really.
basically, so now they can go on strike with whatever they want. I was slightly mistaken with the stuff I was saying. It's not necessarily about how much they get paid now for their standard. It's actually mostly about back end. Their big thing is if a game sells more than 20 million copies, the voice actors wants a bonus. It's like if they're in vocally stressful situations, they want stunt pay.
Like if they're doing Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah. Like if they're just going Super Saiyan
Just
behind
Super
that
Saiyan
mic.
for 4.5 hours.
The key to going Super Saiyan is just to keep raising the pitch of your scream until your neck explodes.
Yeah, isn't that what happens?
I would do it right now, but the neighbors would
Chris
yell at
Sabat.
us.
Yeah, I don't need the neighbors here. I mean, the corporate neighbors in our industrial office that we work out of in downtown Los Angeles.
Very important neighbors.
Very, very important neighbors.
George
They're kinda
Clooney.
scary.
George Clooney is our receptionist.
Yeah, we got George Clooney.
I think one punched me in the face before I came here.
that was probably
That was Tom
one of our
Hanks,
guys.
actually.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah, you know Tom.
Oh, it was Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
Then it's fine.
He's one of our PAs.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
we're hot shit. But
I mean, we got celebrities come in here all the time. Christopher Walken just shows up
Al
in every
Pacino
episode.
was here last week.
Bill Cosby showed up, but then he had to go to court, so we
We keep trying to get Nolan North to come in, but we always give him the wrong address. It's kind of like our little joke. So
Well, he's going on strike pretty soon, so it doesn't matter.
once he's on strike, we'll give him the real address so he has something to do.
Yeah.
with it.
He's our
But-
Matt Damon.
Yeah, pretty much. What they wanted a bonus for back end, and they want stunt pay for vocal stress. But I got into a Twitter argument with someone because this person literally, and it wasn't even like a good point that I thought. They were screaming that the voice actors are literally the most unnecessary part of a video game, and they're lucky to get what they get. Ooh. And I'm like, okay. And I was being pretty good because I'm usually an asshole. Like, I was being pretty decent because I'm talking for the show. It's not my personal Twitter account, so I don't want to just get into one of those. But it ended up being like, he was saying, voice actors are pretty much like background noise. That's why people have subtitles. The most people actually just read the subtitles. That's what they're there for. And I'm like, so you're telling me that you would prefer that we go back to the 90s, back when
1632-bit games.
And he goes, yeah, you know what? Voice acting, or there was no voice acting in the old games, and we all loved those just fine. And I'm like, and I really loved when the voice actors came to those games, and they updated. They're not just saying things now. There's all these multiple choices, like Minecraft Story Mode for Telltale's coming out. There's a whole half of that voice that we're not going to hear because Patton Oswalt's the main voice for the male character, but you have the option to be male or female. So if you pick male, you will not hear the female's voice through the entire thing, but that's been recorded. So it's like those are things now where people are recording stuff that are just lost in the annals.
Oh, that's a big thing. Like Saints Row has the same exact thing. Like there's normally 3 male voices, 3 female voices. One of them is Nolan North. Like the name says Nolan North. And so I dare anybody to name one game that has had any popularity in the last decade that has no voice acting, and that includes screams. Grunts.
He did throw up a good one. I see Brooks waiting to chime in. But
no, I'm thinking of a game. But go ahead.
He did say Journey was an amazing game, and that didn't have any voice acting in it. And
the guy on Twitter.
Yeah. This is all my guy on Twitter rant.
The guy who thinks that he's making a statement. He's changing lives, yelling on Twitter.
He was swearing at me. Like he was just right off the bat. He goes, "You're a fucking liar. Why are you saying all these fucking lies?" And I'm like, "Whoa."
I want to. My buddy said to me a long time ago, and if you find this offensive, I'm sorry, not really, but my buddy said this, so don't get mad at me. Arguing on the internet is like competing in the Special Olympics. Even if you win, you're still retarded.
That's great.
Oh, we're never going anywhere with that.
Bye, sponsor.
Be back.
Come back, sponsors.
Brought to you by the Special Olympics.
Brought to you. This ad was brought to you by the.
Like, you know what? These guys say it how it is.
Yeah. But it all fizzled into pretty much this guy was just, he adamantly doesn't give a shit about voice actors, which I'm like, that's cool. But I kept telling him, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. And he's like, no, I can document it. I'm like, unless you work in the industry, you have nothing to say besides an opinion. I'm like, unless you have like studied this at great length, because then he's telling me my articles are garbage. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Right. And it's just like I didn't fully disagree with him either. And I was trying to tell him that. I'm like, look, I don't think that they should get stunt pay for vocally stressful situations. I think that they should, because stunt pay is a huge bump. I think they should get a bump, but like the stunt pay is like big money. Like I think they should get a little bit of a bump, but not. I mean, it's like unless you're screaming the entire game, you have the time to rest your voice.
Well, they have to get some. Like First thing, is this only video game voice acting, or is this
just
all
video game voice actors?
So this is the thing about the stunt pay, and I agree with you to a point. Your voice is your job.
Yeah.
If your job is if someone says, I need you to do about 2.5 pages of different grunts and screams, that is a risk. You are literally damaging an instrument that you use to work, and so
without which you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. So if I'm screaming, I'm putting something on the line for your project.
Right.
You need to pay me extra. It's different if I'm narrating or being freaking Morgan Freeman from March of the Penguins, where
And
that's
the
just
penguin.
that's just butter. That's just nothing but pure butter for the entire time. No, but if I'm Gokuing for an entire game, you need to pay me more.
No, and I agree with that. I'm saying I don't think they deserve the same stunt pay rate as someone who sets himself on fire or somebody who jumps in front of a car, but I do believe they deserve a bump for that.
I saw someone set themselves on fire today.
Really?
Well, it was at Universal, but
Do tell.
it's part of the Waterworld show.
I have
A
to go to
guy
Universal.
gets lit up on fire at the end. It's not important. It's not what we're talking about. I was like,
Welcome to the
it's on
Waterworld
fire.
podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys, I gotta go on the Waterworld podcast. I wanted to say though, I mean, we're adults. We acknowledge that the people that are actors in movies or voice actors in anything, games, movies, TV, otherwise, they're not involved in the production as much as the people that are actually making the thing, but their roles are potentially the most important in a lot of the games.
That's
because we go, especially for like movies and TV, we watch things usually because of the people that are in it.
Yeah.
And for voice acting in video games, I bet you stop someone on the street, they might not be able to name a voice actor, especially for video games.
For sure,
but that's going to be
Nolan
what
North.
really immerses
Troy
them in the
Baker.
game almost as much as anything else.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true, and that's why I didn't understand why this guy was so adamantly against like this. And I'm like, first off, how does it affect you? Because he even said let them go on strike, so it wasn't even I don't want it to happen because I don't want to lose video games for a short period of time. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, are you deaf? Like, do you just it goes above you? Like you're not a fan of listening to the stories
guy thought he
we
was in
told?
Godzilla. Let them fight.
Well, it's one of those amazing things that we're lucky enough to be in California, Los Angeles. We're around production in some form.
We see it all the time.
People outside of any part of California, it's still pure magic. How it happens is still like, I have no idea how this is happening, and they don't fathom how much effort goes into making any type of production.
Even a commercial takes months,
Right?
Like editing and recording. My friend Josh was just finished a rap on a commercial, and he was telling me all about it last night. Like that kind of stuff. There's so much, and yeah, granted, the actor. Wow, it's cool. I get to see that guy, but there's like 500 people behind him doing things, and that's especially with video games. Like, look, I work in production in general. Like, so I've seen sets. I've been on sets. There's a shit ton of people walking around, but there's like 38 programmers for one level. It's an over-exaggeration, more than likely, but maybe not. Like that's just for one thing, and then there's sound, there's chorus, there's orchestra.
Like for the Arkham games, there was one guy who spent a year and a half just designing Batman's cape and the way that it would move. That was like a year and a half of his life.
And
There was that
the
guy.
cape.
Imagine everyone else, all the other bits and pieces of those games. And that's true of all games. Or at least the good ones. I mean, maybe there's a game out there that like 5 people worked on while they were high.
I mean, there are some really good games that have
Bejeweled.
like I think Santa Monica Studios doesn't have that many employees. Like some of these more indie game studios, they don't have a lot of employees, but they take longer to get these things out.
Right.
You want your blockbuster game out the day it's supposed to be out, you have 10 million people working on this thing, and then like it's so that's why voice acting, they may be they're not doing a whole lot of work, but I'm going to see a movie when I play a video game. Like I'm immersed completely with the way that these people they tell. I think we were talking about this yesterday. A bad voice actor can take you out of a video game the same way a bad regular actor can pop you out of a movie.
Especially
Dinklage.
now that games are more cinematic. Games are much more cinematic in nature. I mean, we have Telltale games, which are essentially just movies where we make the decisions for the characters.
Oh yeah, Telltale without voice actors is the most boring comic I've ever
It's
seen.
a text-based adventure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's I mean, come on. There's crazy stuff like the amount of energy. Like I said this when we originally talked about Performance Matters, but like 8,000 names in a hockey game that are all said. Somebody had to sit there and read all 8,000 of those names, but. That's my stance on Performance Matters. Is I'm glad it's happening, or I'm glad the option is there. Hopefully, the threat of it alone is enough to get something. into it. I don't 100% agree with everything they're asking for, but I do agree that they need to be more properly
They
compensated.
won't get everything, but something does need to change. And
Yeah.
try not to bring it back too far, but I think I read an addendum as well. It's like they also want to get paid for mocap. Apparently, for motion capture, which is becoming way more popular in anything, apparently, like the actor gets paid one base rate to do both the voice acting and the motion capture. So imagine
That's two jobs turned into
that's
one
two
job.
jobs turned into one job. So imagine like Troy Baker, who pretty much took over all of 2014, 2015 voice acting with The Last of Us and freaking BioShock.
And Advanced Warfare.
And oh my God, Troy. He did all of The Last of Us, which is pretty much 100%
and
mocap
Arkham
game.
Knight.
And then he did the voice acting for The Last of Us, which is talking like this for 4.5 years.
Now, see, that's vocal stress. That's
vocal stress.
It can hurt you.
And he got paid one rate for that. Granted, it's higher rate than most voice actors ever get, but it's still one.
Right. And we'll see where it goes. Like, we'll wait around. I'm hoping that, like I said, just the threat alone, hopefully will get the gears moving. Let's talk, let's settle, let's negotiate, let's not go on strike. But if it does, I'm not going to be pissed if my video games get delayed so that my actors can continue to pump out good stuff.
And hey, state of California, women have to be paid as much as the men in January.
It's about time, am I right, ladies?
So, yeah, good news all around. And I
Right.
do like Troy Baker. I think he's good to be the next Nolan North.
As Nolan slowly retires.
Nolan
at
just
some
slowly
point.
disappears into
Nolan
whatever.
just
He goes
evaporates
into Destiny.
into microphones across America.
That's another thing. That's another topic for another day. Destiny.
Speaking of motion capture and voice actors, Rock Band 4 segue. Rock Band 4. Oh, yeah. That's how you cover up a shitty segue right there. That's what I'm talking about. I got Rock Band 4 15 minutes later than Amazon said it was supposed to deliver it, which really pissed me off.
Wait. I had a joke. I haven't been a part of such a shitty segue since I was a mall cop.
Oh, shit. I just got burned.
Okay, continue.
Get my controller. And
I was never a mall cop.
I get it. I get it out. It's a huge box, as per usual. Comes with the guitar, comes with the strap, comes with all the fun little stickers. Because I think that's probably what most of my $149 paid for was the stickers of Mad Cats. And I pop it in, and I'm like, sweet, do the auto calibration, and I'm like, okay. And the thing is, I was like, not a fan of the set list. A lot of people were underwhelmed when the set list came out. But you know what? I don't listen to a lot of regular radio anyways. When I loaded this in and started playing some of these songs, I'm like, I like these songs a lot. Some of them I wouldn't have heard, some of them I've heard and I enjoy. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They picked good songs. It just may not be like everybody just wants their set list. That's it. Like, I want my iPod library in there. I'm like, well, there's 2,000 songs to choose from. I'm sure you can find some of it. But pop in my auto calibrator, that just gets better every year, except for this one for me, anyways. With HD TVs and high definition sound equipment, the amount of calibration required for a controller that's basically everything has to be 100% on key, on point for this stuff. I auto calibrate. Awful. It's so bad. And so then I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll turn the lights off. And then I'll auto calibrate because it does a big flashing light with a sensor to do that. And I'm like, okay, turn the lights off. Do that. Awful. Just terrible. Like I don't know if maybe it's my sound. I think the thing is now, it's not just your HD sound, it's not just your ACTV, it's your brand of sound, it's your brand of TV. So we've stemmed off so many different branches of how to fuck up calibration that I spent 4.5 hours just playing. I'm not even kidding you. To the point where I'm like, maybe I should just send this back to Amazon.
You came out to see me, and you're like, I haven't even finished the song yet.
I haven't even finished the song.
I got this like 4 hours ago.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's this thing called latency, which comes from both audio and television equipment.
No, I'm aware of that, but the auto calibration for every other one was fine. I just set it up to auto calibrate, and it does it for me, and I'm in. This one, I'm like, good God. And then finally I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do manual numbers. So then I spent another 2 hours doing manual numbers. The next day, I actually got up in the middle of the night because I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. And then I'm like, wait, what if I did this? And I got up, butt naked, standing in front of my TV with a guitar, just like, okay, nope, I'm gonna go to bed. But I eventually got it in. I had to calibrate it myself. The auto calibration did not work for me, and I don't really, if it didn't work for you, congrats. I hope you figured it out. But once I got into the game, how many of you two have played Rock Band before?
Just a little bit. I was a part of the original Rock Band when it was part of
Probably
Harmonix.
played it like 2 or 3 times.
It still is Harmonix.
Yes, but when it was originally with Activision. Thank you.
Brooke?
I'm very puzzled just now. I probably played like 2 or 3 times. I played a lot of Guitar Hero.
Right.
No one in my circle of friends had Rock Band until one point when I wasn't really around that circle of friends.
Someone's Christmas present got me access to Rock Band a long time ago. I enjoy it. I like that because at the time, Guitar Hero only had guitar. So you're playing drums. This is the first one. Like, okay, cool. We're starting with drums and microphones and blah, blah, blah. Of course, in tow, Guitar Hero eventually caught up. Mm-hmm. If you have played Rock Band before, you are in for absolutely nothing new. And that sounds negative, but it's not. What do you need besides polish and a different tour mode? What else am I asking for? I mean, half the time you're just gonna get your buddies together and play fucking in the back anyways. You're not like, you don't need a super heavy polished game. I mean, the graphics are amazing. I mean, for what it is, they're good. Like the guitar thing that your guitar magic carpet ride that you go on throughout a song.
Was that in the old games too?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you always had the same way where it's the line of the notes. Like that's how it's always been.
Your track.
Yeah, gotcha. And I mean, it's cool. The venues, okay, let's get more venues. But what do I really want out of a video game that lets me pretend that I'm good at guitar, which I am not very good at guitar. I'm excited about it. The set list, I enjoy it. I really like the stuff that came out. I haven't figured out how to get my Legacy Rock Band DLC, though, which is a huge thing, is they said that you could use your old songs. I worked on it for a while until I finally just said, I'm spending more time trying to figure out my songs and calibrate this guitar.
Are you on the same system that you began with?
Same system.
PSN and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be able to just re-download it.
Couldn't find it yet. Some of them, they said they're waiting for the licenses to update, so I looked it up, and they're like, you may not be now, maybe later, but I'm like, I spent $7 a couple days ago just to get some Rush songs, and nope, I haven't gotten them yet. So, but I'll figure it all out eventually. But like, yeah, I think it's great. It's exactly what I expected out of it. But so you were talking about Guitar Hero's new stuff, right?
Yes. So I was lucky enough to go to E3, and I had the same feeling that a lot of people were having about Rock Band 4. This is not a new game, but the problem is I was expecting a bigger feeling of nostalgia,
right?
And that's my problem. That's the problem I had because I'm like maybe the timing was off. But yes, I went to E3.
How long has it been since we had a new Rock Band and or Guitar Hero?
It had to be a good one.
I want to say at least roughly 4 years.
Okay,
I think because they skipped a while. I mean, for as long as the PS4's been out, it's at least been 2 years since 3, I think. So I want to say it was back in 2012, maybe.
2010.
Oh, 2010.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
and that's for Rock Band.
Rock Band 3 was 2010, which is the last release.
So that's 5 years.
So here's the problem. If I was following the release of Rock Band 4 since they announced it. Here's the problem. They had this game developed years ago. They were going to release Rock Band 4 about 2 or 3 years ago, but they just didn't have the money. The music genre was dying.
Yeah.
Same thing with Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero had another Guitar Hero game in the books 3 years ago, but no one cared. And so what ended up happening is Rock Band sent out letters to fans like, hey, do you guys actually want another Rock Band game? And they had an overwhelming response. Overwhelming. And so now what it feels like, and probably what happened was like, holy crap, we should get on this before the entire music genre dies.
Right. Let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back. Let's try to put some pieces together with the legacy tracks, the legacy controllers. Let's try to make it and just put it out. Because the way this is handled, it probably took nothing. It probably took them absolutely no time to do this.
A lot of the stuff looks the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm on that same backyard stage on one of them. I'm in the same, bar with weird shit
This
all
looks a
over the
little better,
walls.
doesn't it? This looks a little
It
better.
just looks like someone took a little elbow grease, polished it up a little bit.
The biggest problem with the Rock Band 4 is that it's the same game. Rock Band 1 would introduce you to drums and mic. Rock Band 2 gave you an actual story. It gave you symbols.
tour, a
it
whole
gave
tour.
you an actual symbols with the drums. So now you have your four
Was
toms.
that 2 or was that 3?
That was 2.
Okay.
3 incorporated what we got out of the Beatles Rock Band, which is harmonizing vocals.
Right.
So, and piano. 3 also gave us piano, which was a giant failure. And so, Rock Band 3 pretty much was a freaking band. It is the biggest game you can possibly do. If you want to do anything beyond that, rhythm guitar,
Which for a bunch of untalented people to feel.
Saxophone.
saxophone, triangle,
imagine that big
We
plastic
get the brass section. We get a trombone and a trumpet.
Rock Band,
and tuba.
cowbell. So, Rock Band 3 was the epitome of anything that genre can do. I don't think you get much better. So, Rock Band 4, to me, should have either came out 2 years ago or waited a little bit longer. We are in this terrible limbo right now where it's like the people who remember playing still remember playing. We didn't forget about it. A lot of us probably still have our stuff. I just got rid of my Rock Band equipment 4 months ago.
You couldn't give that stuff away. Like, you literally couldn't. GameStop was like, I'm not fucking touching that. Nope.
It seems like a shame then when you have Guitar Hero coming back and they've made such a drastic change.
They
To
have
their
really
game.
changed the game.
So, the Guitar Hero Live I got to play on E3 was the most fun experience I've had playing a rhythm game in a long time for 2 reasons. One, it went back to freaking basics. No drums, no mic,
Just guitar.
just guitar, and a new peripheral. It is 3 buttons at the top, 3 buttons at the bottom, and then you have combinations of chords. So you're bar chording. You have to hold down 5.
It's more of a real feel.
It's
right?
a bit more of a real feel, and you're not automatically an expert. If you're picking up Rock Band 4 right now, you might be a little rusty, but you can pick back up to playing YYZ.
yeah.
If you're
YYZ.
YYZ, I'm sorry,
It is Rush.
you
I am a
Canadians.
big fan. I am Canadian.
Whoops.
So watch it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what
And
I
I
was talking
may
about.
soon be a Canadian. We'll see how things go around here.
Am I marrying you?
What?
Canadian by marriage?
Well, I was
about
not
that?
even going there.
I don't know where we were
Might have
going.
to talk to
But-
know who about that.
Anyway,
But,
so
cat.
they ripped it up and they said, let's start fresh. Let's go back to what everybody loved, Guitar Hero. Let's change the guitar and make it different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it. And then what I love is their live stuff. Like, it is literally, they recorded at set places, like at arenas, thousands of people, real people, screaming for how awesome you are, and all the way down to grade to where
Oh,
you're bad, and they're throwing
It's
shit
hilarious
at you.
watching your bandmates going, "You suck. Why are you in the band?"
Yep.
That would just bring back bad memories for me, honestly.
That reminds me of when me and Kevin
I've been in
used
too
to
many
play.
bands that broke up nasty.
Our band used to get what was it, the Franco commercial? I think that chick just put her top back on. But I mean, any game that's endorsed by Lenny Kravitz, I'm good with it. Yeah. Lenny Kravitz and James Franco, love it.
Yeah, but Lenny Kravitz was also in the Hunger Games. So.
He's dead now.
Past tense.
They
Was.
killed him.
Spoiler alert!
The odds was not in his favor.
The odds were not ever in your
The odds
favor.
are never in his favor.
I'll say odds of it. He odds of it.
Everyone's German in the Hunger Games.
Why
They're
not?
German pervert.
It's I'm going to avoid
didn't
any more
read- yeah.
racist statements about the German.
This is gonna be a controversial episode.
We don't.
These guys make fun of Germans and handicapped people.
We're just batting 1,000 for just alienating
You
ourselves.
can always just go for the. You know what? I'm going to end the sentence.
Yep, probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Podomatic's gonna be like, I think we have to move you to a new category, just racist. It's just no one can see this at all. But yeah, no. So yeah, they get the live venues. It's really cool. Like it changes based on your playing, and that's an awesome mechanic.
It's very interactive.
Yeah. I think that's all I got to say. I think I would suggest if you're a fan of the Rock Band series, If you have your old equipment, you can download your old songs. You're pretty much ready to go if you're okay with it not being anything crazy new. Like, that's my little sell on it. If you're good with just playing Rock Band like I am, I'm just fine with Rock Bands. I'm good with it. I'm not going to go out and buy Guitar Hero. If I can use all my old shit for it, why not? I'm just going to do that.
Or you could go learn how to play a real guitar and form a real band. You'll probably make just about as much money either way.
That game's called Rocksmith. It costs $60. You need a real
I actually wanted to try that Rocksmith game, and then I was like, it basically reading the reviews about it said not for beginners.
What is Rocksmith? I haven't heard of that.
Rocksmith is a game where you get to plug in a real electric guitar.
Oh.
And then it will basically
that.
teach you how to play a game, and it will scale you up based on what you're doing. I love it, but I play the bass version, and I got to play Run to the Hills, and I got
Nice.
Calluses. Is great.
Oh, jeez, I love those games. But you know what, Lemar?
See,
I actually was hoping we could talk about a game that you and I both enjoy playing. A game that recently started a season. A game that's basically playing soccer on crack with steroids. A little game called Rocket League. Oh, that is great. Rocket League.
oh my god, I love it. Oh, I've never nerded out a game.
I'm dropping the mic on
So
this one.
I was not prepared for the level of excitement in this room
I
right now.
cannot explain to you how awesome, how much I loved this game.
And it was free.
It was free on PSN, greatest PSN download I've ever had.
Hands down, of the free games that you get monthly on PSN, Rocket League is the most bang for your no
my
buck.
Goodness. And I paid for all the DLC, which is about like what, $7 max.
Yeah, about $7 and a
max.
how do you do?
Yeah. I love Rocket League. I played Rocket League religiously for 2 hours a day for about 3 months. Every day.
Jesus, it's amazing.
I went 30-0 once.
Must be nice.
In Rocket League.
I got a goal one time. It was really awesome that they were all happened to be not in my way when I scored a goal.
So for listeners like me who don't know what this game is really,
Oh, we're getting there.
let's get a little description about what.
Go ahead, Lamar. I think I'm gonna hand it over to Lamar.
Rocket League is a sequel to a game called Superpowered Rocket Cars, which is basically you play these little RC cars on a field that have rockets behind them, and you try to knock a ball into a goal. It is soccer with rocket-powered RC cars.
Now, how much different is that from the sequel, Rocket League?
The prequel Rocket League is a sequel of a game called Superpowered Rocket Cars, which is the prequel, which is the exact same game. And
Exactly the same.
we got horrible reviews. And the thing is, the original game had more stuff to it. Because right now, Rocket League is basically a soccer field. You have the same maps, same everything. Nothing
Standard.
changes except for the skins. That's all that changes.
You can make your car look pretty bitchin'. Like, I don't know what I have. I have the twirly, spinny.
I'm
cat
basically
thing.
driving a Chevy Avalanche with a devil horn on top of it.
You can edit your cars. You change. You are either on the blue team or you're on the orange team. So your color schemes have to be. You can't not use
Blue or off blue
like-
or orange or off orange.
Yeah. So the main color is that, but you get to choose your flavor color. You know, a little bit of flavor. Never hurt anybody. You can every time you rank up and you do certain things, you unlock more items. You can like pimp out your car. But I'm 90% sure that's all cosmetic, right?
The only things that have any small changes is the hit boxes of your car. So cars with a flat top have a flat top. For cars with a rough top have rough top. But as far as acceleration, speed,
How much you can do?
how
when you
much, how
ram into
tight it's
somebody.
hurt, everything else is the same.
All right, so it's all just like, okay, look how awesome I am. It's the same thing as like unlocking, you know, just like different styles of outfits.
the
Like
Team
look,
Fortress hats.
Yeah, I did this. But its standard game is 5-on-5, right? 5-on-5.
Ooh, no, too many. Standard game is 3-on-3. It goes 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and 4-on-4, which is called freaking chaos. Any more than 4, and the
you're
game
right,
would
it
be
is 3-on-3.
unplayable.
I don't know why I thought about that, but yeah.
5-on-5
5-on-5
scares
would
me
be
just thinking about
maze
it.
balls. but you're literally playing soccer. You're on a generalized soccer field, to which you can actually drive up the walls. There's very little physics involved with the cars going up the walls, which is really cool, but a lot of physics in regards to they put a lot into collision detection for the ball. Like, it's really, I suck at hitting the ball. Like, I always either turn too early and I miss it, or I jut right by it, or I hit the ball back in the direction of my own goal. And I'm like, thank God I don't sit on general chat to have people say, "What's wrong with you, man?" They still text it, though. It's still
my gosh.
They find a way.
They found a way to hurt
Like,
me.
this guy's not responding.
What else? What else about the game? Like,
The game started off, when it was free, it was in this preseason. And so the cool thing about this game is, like Portal 2, it is both PlayStation Network and PC crossover. So if you play online, you're playing with both PSN and online people, PC gamers. So when the game first came out, it was in this thing called preseason mode, which no one knew about, really. And so you basically ranked up. You ranked. And then that's your rank. Yay for you. And then about a month ago, they turned to Season 1, which resets your rank.
but your level still stays the same.
Your level
right?
is the same, but you go to the lowest rank of whatever level you was at. So if you was at Silver, you go to Silver 1. And now before there was Bronze, Silver, Gold, and then Platinum was only the top 300 people. It doesn't matter how big you are. If you're not in the top 300, you can't get Platinum.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Now they split it up. So now there's Bronze 1, 2, 3, Silver 1, 2, 3, Gold 1, 2, 3.
Oh, God. Participation trophies. That's what I call them. Everybody gets a chance to be Platinum.
But your results from the previous season, right? It kind of helps out.
You went down to the lowest number of your rank. So if you was Silver,
level, you mean,
of your level.
Okay.
So if you was Silver 700, you went down to 400.
Which will probably make sense to people who've gotten that far. I was unaware there were even ranking systems until I read a Facebook update from Lemar.
So Rock Band is pretty good. Not Rock Band. Rocket League. Jeez. Rocket League's pretty good about trying to match you with people within your skill set. So you're not
Should
playing
make a game called Rocket Band.
Rocket Band.
That might be the title of the episode. Who knows?
Just run a guitar right through a soccer ball.
Right?
That is the most metal.
I can
image.
see the logo for it. Right
Giant guitar-shaped rocket with a guy riding on it, Slim Pickens style.
Yep. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so you get all reset because it's season 1.
Season 1.
And I love how they say, sorry to interrupt, I love how they say, season 1 currently doesn't have an end date, but it will. Don't worry, you will get reset again.
And so apparently at the end of season 1, they have prizes for like whoever's at the top of their rank, and no one knows what it is. And it's really frustrating because now people who should be higher ranked are lower ranked, and it's frustrating. And I'm getting my butt handed to me now. I'm very sad and tears.
Guys, you're both at the top rank in my heart.
Yeah, too bad that doesn't mean shit.
Next week it resets though, so you better start busting ass. So what would you say? Is it a must-have for PlayStation owners? It's PlayStation only exclusive, right?
It's PlayStation, and PlayStation and PC, so you can get it on Steam.
Good. So you get it on Steam, but it is a must-have for people who enjoy the ilk of games.
Oh yes, it is. I'm saying it's a must-have.
I think it's $20 now,
$20
or $19.99 for you thrifty people, just in case you're wondering. No tax on the PlayStation Store though. I've always loved that.
Right?
You buy a game, it's $59.99. You don't have to. Oh God, I hope they don't hear that. I'm pretty sure.
What?
I'm pretty sure the government shouldn't know what we're doing. So it's a must-have in my opinion. I mean, especially if you didn't get it when it was free, you're probably kicking yourself if you don't want to spend that $20 because like if you've played it a little bit, it's really addictive. Like all of a sudden I'm like, okay, half hour, I'm gonna play for a half hour. And now 2 hours go by. I'm like, shit, I gotta go to bed.
Well, I might be kicking myself then.
Well, you can get it on Steam.
But yeah, I'll still be kicking myself.
I mean, you're gonna have to pay for it on Steam. It was never free on Steam.
$20.
So
That's how much I paid for a Krusty Burger and a McDuff beer. Or a Duff beer. excuse me, at the Springfield Land today.
I've never
It's like
been to Universal.
$24 for like that and tax.
Of course.
Good.
Yeah,
Of course.
But it was worth
Delicious.
it. It was a delicious burger.
Anyway, thanks for your update on lunch. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
I had to add something to the conversation.
I was just wondering if I can talk about it now, Brooke.
You can talk about it.
Can I discuss? Can we talk about it?
Let me update you really quick on what I'm doing,
Oh, go
so that we
ahead.
can wrap up on what you want to talk about.
I think what you're doing is what I wanted to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
Grand Theft Auto Online.
Okay. I thought you were going to talk about something else.
No, that I am going to wrap it with that. That's a little special treat for
Okay.
you people. But we're GTA. We've
That was
all
the
played
best
it, right?
segue I've ever
Yes.
heard.
That was not at all stumbling or not on the same page, but it was good.
That's
we-
the best segue I've ever been a part of since
I haven't been on a segue that bad since I was a mall cop.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we've all played GTA, story
bit.
mode and online, right?
A little bit.
Yes.
I've been known to drone on a little bit, so I'm going to pass the reins over to Brook Hubs.
I don't have much exciting new things to talk about. I've
you
just
could
been
paint it that way.
replaying the campaign because I don't have Xbox Gold right now, which is the online. I've just been playing campaign for the heck of it.
Well, I know that there's people out there who haven't played Grand Theft Auto Story, so sell them on it.
It's fucking entertaining as fuck.
Yep.
You heard it here, folks. That's the quote on the back of the
That's
box.
actually what it says
By
on the
me.
box. Fucking entertaining as fuck.
I actually have been quoted on a box before for a product. But
Douchebags.
douchebags. No, it was for a comedy album. It was like our website got quoted. It just said very funny. Like that's all it said. It was on the back.
I
Of the
love
DVD.
when reviewers come out like that, where it says this one said this, and the real thing was like a 10-page article.
Yeah, no, we wrote
but
like a
they
full
cut-
article.
yeah,
Like a
just cut
very
out the
funny
best words.
comedian. It was Christopher Titus's like third or fourth album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, GTA is worth it just for the Trevor experience.
Trevor is.
Oh Trevor. Oh god.
It's like the craziest he's got his own kind of code though.
He's
Which
got a
is
code
kind
of
of
honor.
cool. It's cool and it makes sense in a fucked up way. But just like methed out psychopath hell on wheels or on foot,
Yep.
depending on what he's doing. Just guy rolling around. He's very entertaining to watch and to play as. I never realized how much you kind of look like Michael from GTA.
I just want to make movies, and my son's a fat kid from Pete and Pete, and my wife is fucking her yoga
Oh my
instructor.
god, he is the fat kid.
Spoiler alert.
Did someone say yoga? I just played that. That's the dumbest. There are some really dumb missions in campaign, though.
You have
Yes.
to.
There's a lot, like anything with the submarine. The last thing I played last night for the campaign was the Trevor's mission that he organizes, where you steal that thing from Merryweather,
Yeah.
and then immediately give it back. And you're like, I want to know what it was.
It's a waste of $20 million,
Yeah.
too.
But that is so. The whole thing about Trevor is I read somewhere that Trevor could be like the gamer. Like everything Trevor does is a GTA gamer.
Yep.
He is chaotic, but will just do things because it's the right thing to do.
I love that he's
Yeah. That's a great description, really.
he is introduced into the game by murdering one of the previous GTA protagonists.
From the Lost
from
and the
Lost
Damned.
and the Damned, the biker
Ballad of
dude.
Gay Tony? Or
No, it's
The
the,
one
Lost and
before
the.
it.
It's this.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's
Johnny,
biker
Johnny,
DLC.
Johnny.
from the Lost gang.
Johnny. We're doing
I love that because he's fucking Johnny's girl, and Johnny's like, Trevor, you're gonna stop fucking my girl, and he just leans up, he's like, well, I gotta fuck somebody, don't I?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh shit,
He's
like,
real fucked up. I love it. So if you had to rate GTA's story comparable to, let's just say 3, 4, and the expansions, let's just call that in there because it's I can't liken the story in GTA 5 to any other game I've played, which is great because I love that. So how would you rank it story wise for the other two games? It has been a while, so you can,
detailed, like it's very detailed. There's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Variety that you don't get in the other storylines. Like if you can call it a storyline in like 3, where you're like the silent guy.
Yeah.
Like Vice City and San Andreas. Those were all right. GTA 4, I liked most of it, but this 5 was pretty good. I can't. That's the thing though. Is like I know you said that Trevor is the gamer essentially. The gamer.
He's a
gamer mentality.
Yeah, he's a representation of the gamers who are just chaos.
Yeah.
But honestly, though, I haven't really had a GTA protagonist that I felt like I related to. Probably because I'm not a psychopath that we know of.
Thanks for silencing.
Maybe ask Luke. I might be a psychopath.
Luke definitely thinks you're a psychopath, but that's
cool.
beyond the point.
Well, my grandfather wasn't a serial killer. So.
Oh,
That's a shout out to Wayne.
Wayne Wolf. Wayne Wolf in the morning. Wolf in the morning.
I liked it. I give GTA.
That's super inside. Sorry, that is nothing. Lemar has no idea what we're talking about. But anyways,
I'd
go
give
on.
GTA 5 4 out of 5 for story.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So the thing about GTA 5 story, if I can just help talk about it, is that GTA 3, 4, San Andreas, and Vice City, they all follow a general story. Vice City is basically Goodfellas. 4 is basically Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
They all have that one thing. The weird thing about Grand Theft Auto 5 is that it's technically 3 stories.
Yeah.
So you have Franklin.
Oh yeah, Franklin.
You have Franklin,
Michael, and
who's
Trevor.
doing Boys in Hood again.
Yeah.
You have Michael, who's pretty much every Ocean's 11 trying to do.
We gotta do
'cause
one last score.
You gotta do one last score.
Just need one more.
I'm
one
back
more
in the game.
And then Trevor is just he's there to be chaos.
It's
He's
like
there to
if you
shake the
combined
boat.
Walter White with Jesse Pinkman.
Yes, if they made one person,
That's really good.
that is terrifying.
And then he looked like you actually combined them, like you smashed their faces together.
Oh,
and
it's
it's all
terrible
fucked
because he
up.
lives in a trailer and everything. He's great.
That's really eerily creepy. Like as to how accurate that is.
Actually, think about this. You played GTA 5 online, right?
Yeah.
If you said you played like any of the 3 protagonists, you probably would say, I play a lot like Trevor. Mm-hmm. You probably did most of your chaotic, like, I'm just going to blow some shit up as Trevor.
I feel like I play like Michael though, because when I'm online, I'm always in a suit. I always wear a suit.
I do like to look nice.
And I'd like to look nice.
I'm a fancy
and
gangster.
I won't just kill everybody. There are times where I will steal a jet from Fort Zancudo and I will go rain terror on the helpless people of the city. But, someone's always there with a rocket launcher to get my
Sure.
ego back in
There you
check.
go. That's one thing about Trevor is that it's very difficult to make him look dressed up.
He always looks-
Presentable?
Yeah, he always looks
You
up.
have to
I've
give him the bald
tried.
head.
I think I spent
You
20
have
minutes
to give
trying
him
to get him.
stubble so that it hides some of those, scratch marks or whatever it is that you get when you do meth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Meth marks.
Don't worry about it. They're boils.
Boils,
Boils.
lesions,
Yeah.
vaginas on your face.
That could be useful. No, that's a song for another day. Wait.
Can we? It's been out for a while. Is it okay to talk about the main spoiler?
It's been out for at least 3 years, if you count.
About 2 years.
About
Well,
2
if you
years.
count the PlayStation or the Xbox original release, I feel like it's been out maybe a little over 2 years. Either way, it's been out long enough.
It's been long enough that we can talk about spoiler. What was the final mission? Mm-hmm. What did you pick? Who did you pick?
I almost
to die?
always go after the government guys.
Because you've played it multiple times. I picked the one that keeps everybody alive.
Yeah.
So when I picked it, because I played it without knowing. I thought I was sending Franklin to die.
Okay.
I didn't know he was a completely safe option.
Yeah.
Because
I think I gotta admit I might have looked up because I'm like, I wanna play other content. If I let someone die, how the hell is that gonna happen?
Yeah, I've beaten it 3 times now. First time I went after all the government business guys. Second time I went after Trevor just to see, and it seemed like it made sense from a game, from a story standpoint.
He's the guy who had to die.
Yeah.
Like,
And then the third time I went after the government guys again. This time I am gonna go after Michael, even though I don't agree with it necessarily. I just want to experience that ending.
So
that'll be cool. Let me know how that works.
Sure.
I watched all the endings. I just watched the endings, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna replay and all that good stuff. After I watched the ending of killing Trevor, I actually felt bad.
Because you burn him alive.
Whoa! I did not. I'm now gonna have to go and watch these
yeah,
endings.
you burn him alive.
And he's all like, "You fucks!"
Oh man. That's so sad.
Because Michael's
you, like,
actually
drop-
kind of a d-bag.
Don't you drop Michael off
Michael
a
is a
building or
douchebag.
something?
Yeah, Michael falls off the edge of I think a water tower.
Yeah.
But actually, if you stop for a second and think about it, Trevor did no wrong to any of the people we've met. He
True.
didn't do any wrong to Franklin. He does no wrong to Michael. He's very nice to the protagonist.
He did leave Michael to die, but he kind of had that coming.
Yeah, I mean, he did that after.
Pay it
though.
forward. That's
Yeah.
how I see it with them. Pay it forward.
But Michael lied, took the money,
Yeah.
got a bunch of people in trouble.
He said
put
he was
everyone's
trying to do
lives
it
in
for his
danger.
family, but he doesn't even like his family that
Well,
much.
the family is the worst.
His family, he's got the worst family in the world.
I've tried to pretend they're the Kardashians.
You know the problem is with the good ending where you go after the government guys. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's the most boring ending of any
Yeah.
GTA game if you go after them. At least with Trevor, it's like a chase.
It also
With
was
the other ones, it's like you sneak up on them from a distance and like snipe them all or something.
It's
Yeah.
also the easiest GTA ending.
Yeah,
Of
I remember
any
the end of
GTA.
GTA 4.
Well, the thing
with
is,
the
though,
helicopter and everything.
Yep.
You had to like jump on a motorcycle over all this.
I
shit.
feel the game realistically ended with the final heist. Because the final heist, I died so many fucking times in kind with the same way you would die a million times in the other endings. And I feel that those choices that you make at the end are almost superfluous after story, just to finalize it. But I feel
Which
the
one was the
ending,
final heist?
the one where you rob the Union Depository and you steal like
The
all
big one.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my God.
I honestly think
I
that
love
that's where the game
I love that
ended.
so much.
Did
like-
you not pick the best people?
I think I fucked up pretty bad.
Yeah, you always pick the best people.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing this playthrough. Is I'm picking the worst people just to see how it goes.
Oh, the first one was impossible with the worst people.
the jewelry store.
The jewelry store, because
I
like
got
you
it
have
through
about a
fine.
minute and then 3 people die.
That was great. I got all their money.
Just take this stuff.
As long as you do fine.
We actually got to wrap up. We're coming
Okay.
close here. I do want to talk about something really cool. We talked about Telltale Games earlier a little
Yes.
bit. We referenced it during the voice actor thing. Well, Minecraft Story Mode is coming out on the 13th of October. The world premiere event is being held at the ArcLight in Los Angeles, and I got VIP access to go to this thing. Really cool.
Hate you.
I am super, super excited because I love Minecraft. I love Telltale, and I really wanted, like, I'm going in a journalistic capacity. Like, I want to, if I'm going to get anyone who works at Telltale to, I want to get him in an interview. I want to talk to him about a few things. I want to ask them a few, like, just about where they came up with the idea to give Minecraft a story mode, like where some of that stuff, if they know it, if they don't, whatever. But I mean, it's going to be super cool. I don't know who's going to be there. I doubt, like, the voice cast is all going to be there. But what's really cool about this event, besides how awesome it already is that they're playing through the entire first episode on the movie screen in the ArcLight, and the audience shouts as to what decisions are to be made for this. So I am so excited. And I'm like, there was a thing where you say email tickets at Telltale Games, and I did, and then I filled out a form, and I did it twice, and I never heard back. So I went and I just literally emailed somebody at Telltale, and I said, look, I really wanted to go to this event. I live in LA. I can be there. I'm like, I tried to get tickets, and no one's responded to me yet. If there aren't any available, that's cool. I'm like, but I really want to talk about this on my podcast. And I'd really like to get in and see this because I'm a huge fan of your stuff and I'm a huge fan of Minecraft. So it's like my mecca for things to watch. And I get an email back within a half an hour saying, absolutely no problem. I'll put you on the VIP list.
Look at that.
And I'm like,
Sometimes you just gotta ask.
literally, this is, if you, people who could listen to this who don't live in Los Angeles, you find out that in California, mostly in Los Angeles, all you have to do is ask for things, because most people are too afraid to ask for things. Apparently, ask and you shall receive is almost like the golden rule out here, because I now have VIP access to go to this event, which is really, really epic level. It's for me and for this podcast. I think that's awesome. And so it also means if I fuck up really badly, that's like the end
We're
of
done.
the road.
We're-
We're done.
Shut down.
Shut down by Telltale.
If we're not labeled racist before that.
But they're also announcing when the final episodes of Telltale's Game of Thrones and the they're giving more info. Telltale's Game of Thrones, Telltale's Borderlands series, which I love both of those.
I gotta play Borderlands.
You haven't, or you have?
I have to play Borderlands. I'm caught up with Game of
so-
Thrones, and that one's driving me insane. I
Oh
could
yeah,
do
the
an
way the
entire
last one
episode.
ended. Oh my god.
I hate.
They should do another Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, well, I wish they'd re-release for the PS4. I don't have to buy the $100 bundle, which they have.
yeah.
I wish I could just buy the games. They have a $100 bundle for all the Telltale games up to Walking Dead Season 2, so none of the new ones. And it's like $99, and it's for PS4. But I don't want to spend that because I already played both Walking Dead games, and I really just want it for. I guess Wolf Among Us is supposed to be pretty good, so I want to try
Play
it.
The Wolf Among Us.
But the main thing is that this event is going to be epic for me. I don't care how campy it ends up being when I get there. Like, I get there, it's like a bunch of 12-year-olds, and I'm like, but.
And you punch your way to the front of the line.
Seriously, I'm 6'6". I will literally walk in there and be like, I'm supposed to be here. Excuse me. But I will
Crowd
be.
parts like the Red Sea.
That is going to be Monday. So, I mean, if you, there's no way you're going to hear this before. So, but if you can, just
It'll be
email.
next week's
Yeah.
discussion.
No, I meant to get tickets because they
Oh.
still have the link up to email for tickets. So maybe there's some available. But I mean, I might post this tomorrow. So maybe. But if you're in LA. Pop down to the ArcLight. I think they're gonna have a cool like outdoor kind of thing before the event starts at 6:30 or something like that. It's all on the. I actually linked a picture to it on our Facebook page, so if you've been on our Facebook, it's cool. But I can't wait to talk about this next week. This is better than when we went to the Rock Band 4 preview party because like that was I bought a ticket for $6. I went and it was a lot of fun. Lamar was at the Rock Band 4 preview
it
party.
was.
We met him over there. But like this is like access to it. Like this isn't just me going someplace. This is me getting like the first perk of Matt in the Man Cave has been cashed in. But we gotta wrap up. I'm being told by the powers that be we gotta go. So you can find us on Facebook, Matt in the Man Cave, at the Matt Cave 42. That's 2 T's, the Matt Cave 42 on Twitter. You find all of our information on Facebook and Twitter. Brook, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Brook_33, on YouTube SupaFun33. I didn't get a chance to talk about this week, but I have started playing the Tomb Raider game from 2 years ago,
Yeah!
which I've been saying I'm going to play for the last 2 episodes. I got into that, and I'll probably talk about that next week if we have time. And I got we want to talk about Battlefront
We'll talk
once
about
we're
more
able
about-
to, but we just didn't have time.
I'll finish
today.
this weekend's beta test,
There
and
you go.
then I'll get as
We got
much
a lot
as
of,
I can out of it.
and I'd love to talk other Star Wars games, and then also to wrap up what I have been talking about. They did put out a patch for the Jurassic World iOS game, so now it's not crashing anymore. But you still got 20 days as of this recording to do the Mosasaur campaign, and they're still putting out mini events every couple of days. So check it out. That's all from me.
And Lamar.
Hey, you can check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Vine, Snapchat, all under one handle, Da1 Afro Ninja. That's DA1 Afro Ninja, all one word. I do a bunch of video
lockdown.
games and karaoke stuff. It's
really good.
I had
It's
to
really
get rid
cool.
of Vine. It was just a lot of drunken
Small
Vines.
children screaming in front of you.
No, it was
Well, that
me
just got
screaming
brought
at
to a
small
weird
children.
But that's all we got here for today. Lamar, thanks for coming in. I have you back as often as you
Oh,
want
dude,
to be
this
on.
is
Yeah,
fun
that's
as
great.
hell, man.
Well, you need an outlet to do this stuff. But as we say here every week on Matt in the Man Cave, see you later.
All right, that was a good sound test.
Yeah.
Let's start recording.